Hello and welcome to Low Budget Gaming, and welcome to something a little different. So in this video I wanted to show you how you can turn your old phone into a handheld retro gaming console. So I recently got a new phone and I wanted to do something with my old one. So what I've done is I've removed all the apps and I've installed some Sega Mega Drive games because that's the console I grew up with. So here I've got a few games. I still have the original cartridges. So I've got Sonic the Hedgehog, Strider, and Chase HQ. So I'll show you how to install this on any phone, any Android phone, and I'll show a bit of gameplay as well. So first thing you need to do is just open the Google Play Store and look for RetroArch. It's a free software. Just install this. There's a 64-bit version as well, but this one works fine. So just install this. Once it's done installing, open it up. It'll ask you for permissions. Click OK. Allow it to access your media files because it needs to store. Then you'll see this screen. It just goes through the setup for the first time. Now what I like to do after this is go into the configuration, go into the drivers, click on menu, and then select XMB. And then you can quit RetroArch and then start it again. Because this is just a better sort of appearance, I guess. So you'll have this one. It's a bit too small, but you can scale it up and stuff, but I just go in landscape mode. And then next step you need to do is install a core. You need to download a core for the system that you are planning to emulate. So as you can see, there are lots and lots of things, lots of old consoles and things. We are looking for Sega Mega Drive or Genesis. You can see a lot of Nintendo ones as well. So go past all of this and we are looking for the first under Sega, well, second under Sega Genesis Plus. Click on it and then it'll install it. Next step is to load the games. Now I'm not going to go into all these setups and other things because there are quite a few changes you can make, like the resolution, the aspect ratio, things like that. So next you look for scan directory. Now I have added a few games in the download section of RetroArch. So just go in there, click on scan, it'll scan the games. And the next step is, if you see next to the plus there's a Sega controller icon, and there you go, 3 games added. There's Chase HQ, Sonic the Hedgehog, and Strider. You can also see the box art. Now the box art for Strider is different because I had the Japanese version, so it's completely different. So let's run Sonic the Hedgehog. On the phone it actually looks surprisingly good. You have these controls, the touchpad controls. I am planning on buying a second controller for the mobile and it should arrive in a few days, so I'll make an unboxing and review video as well. But in the meantime you can use the touch screen controls and it runs fairly well. I am recording this on the phone itself and yeah, as you can see, it runs very smoothly, very nicely. And also, by the way, Sonic the Hedgehog, this game, the first one, is a free game on the Google Play Store anyway, so you don't need to do it through this if you just want this game. But for the other games you will need to do that. Next, Strider. This was another game that I had. All these 3 games I own them, as you can see. This was the first game that I got. The Sonic game was free with the console, and this was something my father bought for me as well. So these were the first 2 games that I played. This is a long time ago, 1992. So this was quite a hard game. It took me ages to finish this one, but as you can see, it runs very well. Yeah, some of the touch controls are a little tricky, the left and right sometimes. They don't click instantly, at least on my phone. It's an old phone. It's a very basic phone as well. It's an interesting game. This is more of the action type game. Alright, so let's look at the final game, Chase HQ. This is basically, you are a police officer and you have to chase down suspects, criminals, and basically ram your car into them. You get a debriefing, you pick a car. So you have the Ferrari for speed, then you have the other trucks and the pickup, not the pickup, the SUV. Those give you sort of more damage, but they're slower. So yeah, I'm surprised how good these games look on this phone screen. On the big screen on PC, obviously the resolution and the detail isn't there, but on the phone screen these look quite nice, quite crisp, quite sharp as well. And you can stretch it a bit as well if you don't want the black bars on the sides. You can go for a 16:10 ratio. It is an option in the RetroArch itself, the app. Here basically you run around until you find the suspect. I did not look at the debriefing, but we are looking for a yellow sort of Corvette type car, and it is beyond this tunnel, I think. Yeah, there it is. So now we just ram this thing until the damage fills up on the top left. We stop hitting the poles. We are on some sort of bridge with no barriers. So just ram in as much as you can in the time limit, obviously. In the side of the tunnel. Yeah, this was fun, this game. Not a long game. I mean, now you realize how small some of these games are. Most of these 5-6 missions and that's it. So some of them you can probably finish in a few minutes. Sonic the Hedgehog used to take me 3 hours to finish. I used to collect every ring and all of that as well. So yeah, there you go. The first suspect is apprehended. You are under arrest on suspicion of murder and robbery. Right, next mission, let's quit and close content. So yeah, that's a quick look at RetroArch and how to install games. You can do this for pretty much any of the older consoles, the ones that are available here. You have NES, SNES, GameCube, even PlayStation 1, I think. And once the controller arrives, I'll test it out and see if we can use it properly with these games, because you do have the touch controls on screen, but I do like the screen to be clear of all the other things. It'll look nicer as well. So yeah, I'll try and do that whenever it arrives. And let me know if you like this sort of video and if you want me to cover more of these unusual things, but it's gaming related, and I'm quite happy because someone like me, when I grew up, I had access to about 10-15 of these games, but I borrowed from friends, so I played quite a few of them. But there are a lot more games here, and I want to explore some of those games that I could not play back in the day, because these were quite expensive. These cartridges were quite expensive. So yeah, let me know what you think. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.